What's up everybody, Garrett back here, and what I want to showcase today is Scream Factory's newest Blu-ray, Cursed. Alright, so Cursed is a 2005 werewolf movie that came out around that post-Scream era where we're getting a lot of these like teen horror movies. And this was kind of a follow-up to Scream where Dimension brought Wes Craven back, Kevin Williamson back to team up to get the same type of success they had with Scream. So, alright, so if you guys don't know, there is a ton of drama. There's a ton of backstory about this movie Cursed that came out in 2005. I never saw this in the theaters. I actually saw this when it hit DVD. I have my original DVD here, 2005. This thing was in production for like 2 years. If you guys don't know, there was actually other cuts of this film that have never seen the light of day. And when Scream Factory announced they were coming out with Cursed, the first thing everybody thought was, oh my God, we're gonna finally get those cuts. We're gonna finally get the Craven cut. Now what I'm talking about with that is when this was originally filmed, it had a whole different cast. Some of the people that you do not see in this final version are people like Corey Feldman, Mandy Moore, Omar Epps, Heather Langenkamp, and one of the main characters, Skeet Ulrich. Now, I can remember when they were filming this, it was a big hype. Skeet Ulrich and Christina Ricci were doing appearances, I think, on Entertainment Tonight, talking about the movie, showing footage backstage, showing them on set. And the funny part is Skeet Ulrich didn't make the final cut. This movie had so many problems. The studio wanted something different than what Wes wanted. They had to rewrite the whole thing, recast. They actually went from using Rick Baker to do all the special effects to CGI. And you're gonna notice that a lot in this movie. So this was a big bomb on the box office. And when you hear people talk about this, they really crap on it a lot. And when this was announced, everybody was like, finally, we're gonna get all the different versions. Scream Factory's not gonna do us wrong here. And sadly, they came out with a big statement saying, we're sorry for the confusion. We can't get all those other cuts. All you're gonna get here is the theatrical and unrated, like you did on the DVD. And that's exactly what this is. As far as the way this looks, it looks great. It looks fantastic. I actually hadn't seen this movie in many, many years, probably since this was released originally back in the day. And when I watched this for the first time, I laughed and thought this was the dumbest movie, and I actually never went back to watch it again. Now, what you're getting here is you're getting an updated transfer, and you get both editions on here, theatrical and unrated. As far as the special features, everything that's on this old DVD is ported over to this. You don't get anything else new, which is kind of a bummer considering how much stuff there is that we could have seen for this movie. Now, really quick, kind of showcasing this, what's interesting about this is that Scream Factory usually always has commissioned artwork on all their Blu-rays. Their 4Ks, they use the original poster art, which is really odd because this is not a 4K, it's a Blu-ray, but they're using the original poster art. Definitely not something that we normally see. And what's funny is when this was announced, we did see some commissioned artwork for this, but I guess that only came as a poster if you pre-ordered this from the website. Now again, I didn't pre-order this and get the poster, which is fine because I didn't like that commissioned artwork at all, so I would rather have this as my cover anyways. I just think it's just the Wild West when it comes to Scream Factory and the way they're gonna kind of market these things. Some get hard boxes, some get original art, some don't. It's just all over the place. There's no system to it, so it's kind of what you're getting here. So it does come with the slipcover. You do get the Blu-ray inside, which I like this poster art, so I'm fine with it. And then there is alternate poster art, and it's just the unrated version, which is the exact same poster, except she's just red instead of like that black and whitish blue color. So that's the only difference there. And inside you do get the unrated and theatrical cuts of this movie as well. And as far as special features, you're really just getting what's ported over from the DVD. So you're really not getting anything else besides an upgraded transfer. And that is a 4K scan of the original camera negative. So I will say this, it does look really good. And it was the first time I revisited this movie in many, many years. And I will say this, I liked it better now than I did before. I think the movie has promise. I think in that era of the post-Scream, taking Cursed, such as Scream, having that one word where this has to do with werewolves rather than slashers, I see exactly where they were going here in hopes that they could take this werewolf genre and rebuild it like they did the slasher genre. So to me, it all makes sense. What kind of sucks about it is it tries to be comedic, yet serious and scary, and I think that's where it goes wrong because I don't think it does either that well. The unrated version has really cool gore scenes in it that are pretty good. So I know originally this was made into an R-rated movie and the studio wanted to make it PG-13, which really butchered this thing a lot in the theater. So between all the reshoots, which have never seen the light of day, changing the cast, going with CGI instead of practical effects. This movie cost a lot of money at the end of the day to make, and it was considered a flop and a bomb at the box office. So again, my biggest issue with this movie is what could have been. Like I said, I actually didn't think this started that bad, but as the movie progressed, it just got worse and worse and worse to a point where you just kind of shake your head and cringe towards the end of the movie. Now, would I recommend buying this? I mean, it looks great. If you haven't seen it in years, you do not own it in other formats, sure, grab it, but I think that maybe someday we're gonna get those cuts. I know money has a lot to do with it, because again, I'm sure everybody has to be paid if they release this cut or the footage that they did, however, film for those alternate cuts. So I've heard this before, let's try to get this Craven cut out. I know Cursed isn't a movie that everybody really wants to see, but like I said, it does have promise, and I am curious about what could have been. So again, this is my quick little review on Cursed and the new Scream Factory Blu-ray. So let me know down in the comments, did you pick this up? What do you think of this movie? I'm sure you're in the same boat as me and you wonder what could have been. And if you've never seen this movie, it's worth a watch just for that final werewolf battle and the one scene that stuck in my head through all these years about this movie, which actually made me never want to watch it again. So thanks for checking this out. This is Garrett at Born to Be Rad, and like always, stay